then we wait to see it in the YouTube feed. Once we see it up there, which it is now up there, right there on my computer. So that means we have a good solid stream going to YouTube. We are live on air. We hit this button here, this switch here, so that everybody knows that we're on air. And we are ready to go. And we have somebody on audio or no? Okay. And if I come in saying that we need more mic, then you're going to either bring up the slider or see where the gain knob is on top here. Sometimes that has to be moved. Otherwise, hopefully it's going to sound good. All right.
Are we live right now?
Yes, we are. Okay. So when you switch over to camera 1, we will be live. And I'll be watching it from inside the room. And if I run in here, it's usually because I can't hear anything. Usually the video's good, the audio.
Do we need to turn off these lights and shut these or not?
Normally we do, but it's too late. You forgot that part.
The Camarilla was founded in 1435 in Europe in response to growing concerns from the anarch movement and mounting human awareness of vampires, known to each other as kindred. The sect was established to enforce some sort of law among kindred. These laws, known as traditions, are the basis of the Camarilla. Ruled by a secretive inner circle, this circle oversees the Camarilla and dispenses its rules to the Justicars, then through individual princes. Princes rule Camarilla cities and have their own court of assistants. The Camarilla is focused on running things behind the scenes and keeping vampires' existence a secret from mortals and upholding this status quo. In modern nights, the Camarilla finds itself at odds with other major sects, those being the Anarch movement and the dreaded Sinbad. The Camarilla rule mostly in Europe and parts of North America. In times of need, the Camarilla will hold its own conclaves as meetings between members of an area. Vampires from the same bloodlines, called clans, help make up the Camarilla, though most can join the Camarilla if they denounce their old sect. Some clans that majorly participate in the Camarilla are the clans of the Banu Hakim, the La Sombra, Malkavians, Nosferatu, Toreador, Tremere, and Ventru. Sometimes the Camarilla is known as the Ivory Tower. Camarilla territory. They're known essentially as the traditions, and are as follows. The first tradition is the masquerade. Thou shalt not reveal thy true nature to those not of the blood, doing so shall renounce the claims of blood. That basically means that you can't go around telling people you're a vampire or things like that, anything that would breach the masquerade. The second tradition is the domain. Thy domain is thine own concern, all others owe thee respect while in it, none may challenge the word while in thy domain. This one basically means that your domain is your area, and everyone in your domain has to respect your rules. Third tradition is the progeny. Thou shalt only sire another with the permission of thine elder. If thou creates another without thine elder's leave, both thou and thy progeny shall be slain. Basically, you can't create any more vampires without prior approval. The fourth tradition is the accounting. Those thou create are thine own children until thy progeny shall be released. Thou shalt command them in all things. Their sins are thine to endure. So basically, you have to take care of any vampires you create. If they go sideways or things like that, it's up to you to make sure they don't, and you will be punished as if you were the one who did it. The fifth tradition is hospitality. Honor one another's domain. When thou comest to a foreign city, thou shalt present thyself to the one who ruleth there. Without that word of acceptance, thou art nothing. Basically, you have to announce yourself to the city. If you don't, you'll be seen as an enemy, and below dirt, pretty much. And the sixth tradition is that of destruction. Thou art forbidden to destroy another of thy kind. The right of destruction belongeth only to thine elder. Only the eldest among thee can call the blood hunt. Which basically means only the prince of a city or an elder can destroy another kindred. Earlier, we discussed how the prince has many advisors and underlings to aid and keep the Camarille's rules in the city. Here's a brief overview of these roles. These roles can be fulfilled by a vampire of any clan. The seneschal, the second in command to the prince. The harpy/herald, the herald of the prince who announces new edicts and records boons amongst kindreds of a city. Boons are currency for those who are kindred. The scourge, the fist of the prince and his assassin if need be. The sheriff, the law in a Camarilla town, helps keep the peace and enforce the traditions. They can appoint deputies. The principle of faith helps kindred keep their inner beast under control and moral, and make sure everyone gets along. The primogen, representatives of individual clans within the city. They form a council that acts as an advisory committee for the prince of a city. Finally, before we end the show today, I'd like to thank today's sponsor, Club Bliss. Located just a block away from the Bellin building, if you want to experience the most out of your nightlife, there is no better option. Enjoy live music every night and watch your body dance the night away. Only the best of the best come to Bliss. Nobodies aren't allowed. So be somebody and make a name for yourself at Club Bliss and make all your enemies eat their hearts out.
I muted it, so you'll probably talk now. Are you ready?
Already.
Yeah, I'm muted.
Hey there, folks. This is Animated Meals, and I'm your host, Annmarie. And have you ever found yourself watching an animated movie and wondering what certain dishes taste like? Well, I have, and so is my associate. So we decided to recreate some of Disney's most signature animated meals. Today's episode, we are going to be recreating Mulan's rice porridge.
Porridge! And it's happy to see you.
This is Lily, my associate, and she will be demonstrating how to cook this dish. We're going to want to start with the rice porridge first, since it will take longer to cook instead of the bacon or the over-easy eggs. Before cooking your rice, you will need to peel and mince your garlic root. Once minced, you can start on your porridge. You will need long grain white rice, chicken broth, sea salt, and rice vinegar. This recipe is for 4 servings. First, you will have 6 cups of chicken broth, 1 cup of washed long grain white rice, 1 tablespoon of sea salt, 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar, 1 tablespoon of minced ginger. Stir and check on the rice to prevent the rice from sticking or burning to the pan. In the last few minutes of the rice porridge cooking, you can begin either cooking the bacon or the over-easy eggs. Traditionally, the rice porridge is referred to as congee, a traditional Chinese dish that's eaten during cold weather or when someone is sick. Traditionally, congee is cooked with quail eggs, but me and Lily decided to substitute the quail eggs for regular chicken eggs. This is up to the viewer's discretion. We want to thank our sponsors for sponsoring today's video. Our sponsor is thestarvingchefblog.com. This blog focuses on recreating dishes that are made through movies, whether that be animated or live movies. Thank you for watching today's episode, and we hope to see you again next time.
Welcome to Composer Spotlight. In this show, I will talk about composers from the Romantic era. To give a short background to those who don't know too much about the history of music, most music from this era is commonly referred to as classical music. It can be classified this way, however, there are eras within the broader Western classical music moment, and the later four eras include Baroque, Classical, Romantic, and Modern. As the Romantic era is my personal favorite, I will be primarily focusing on composers from this period, which spanned from around 1820 to the early 1900s. Claude Debussy was a French composer who is often called the first modern era composer. He helped to bring the Romantic era to a close and ushered in the modern. Born in 1862, he grew up poor. There was no talent that was known of in his family, but his talent was discovered young when he was taking piano lessons. He was admitted to the Conservatoire de Paris at 10 and remained a student there for the next 11 years. He was initially a good student, but he soon became only intermittently dedicated. He disliked the unorthodoxy of their teaching and the way that they composed their music, whereas his teachers disliked his unorthodoxy. He won the most prestigious musical award in France, the Prix de Rome, and allowed him to continue his studies. He did not like being a student, as he wanted to pave his own path. He said, quote, "I am sure the Institute would not approve, for naturally it regards the path which it ordains as the only right one. But there is no help for it. I am too enamored of my freedom, too fond of my own ideas." He composed pieces that were often disapproved of by more orthodox musicians. He had many critics. He experimented with feeling and colorful chords, more like a painting instead of the more structured storyline that Romantic era composers often adhered to. Some of his works include Le Mer, Prélude, l'après-midi du fond, and now regarded as one of his most popular works, Clair de Lune. Here is me playing Clair de Lune with a few mistakes on a very out-of-tune piano, but I hope you enjoy. This show is sponsored by Charlotte's Weave Boutique by Kana Lawrence. Charlotte's Weave Boutique offers pre-made and custom crochet animals. From dinosaurs to dolls, there's something for every child. They make a perfect gift for your child to snuggle. Ask for a custom animal or browse the pre-made options. Visit her social media at charlottes.weave_boutique. Thank you to Charlotte's Weave Boutique for sponsoring. Claude Debussy, in his personal life, had many unfortunate relationships and affairs, but had one daughter that has been called the only thing he really loved other than himself and his genius. With such an attitude about life, it's a wonder he was able to compose so many beautiful pieces with so much heart and depth. Sadly, he died young at 55 from colon cancer in 1918. He's buried with his wife and daughter in Paris, quote, among the birds and the trees, as was his wish. Debussy pushed the boundaries of music in his time and is said to be one of the most influential composers of the 20th century. He greatly admired Chopin, of whom he said he is, quote, the greatest of them all, for through the piano he discovered everything. We will talk more about Chopin next time. Thanks for watching Composer Spotlight. Happy Monday.